Tomorrow is a snow day. We got to come home from work early today. Happy almost snow day, everybody. Well, there we are this morning. So we're starting the process. It's slowly starting to move a little bit every day. Just keep on going the way you're supposed to be going. We have so much to talk about. Oh, another all thrift store outfit today. Got this nice little cardigan. Got that from thrift store. This is from the thrift store. And these jeans. And then got that same bracelet I had on. Look, it's got the puppy dogs. Anyway, you guys. All right. So, we got a lot to talk about. So right now we're going to leave the building at 2 for the inclement weather. And it is 11:15. I chugged a bunch of water because I'm like, I'm probably not really hungry. And so I did, and it helped. But, guys, the newspaper article is out. It's going to be forever for me, but it's going to be soon for you. Hang on. That's today's paper. And look who you see right down there. Look at there. It's Terri Toodaloo. And then, I don't know if I'm, I don't know what I'm allowed to share and not share. So, instead of, my thought is I'll read y'all the article later. Because I'm sure you can read an article to people. I just don't want to break no laws. And, hang on. Where's 9A? Did somebody get it on? Okay. And then, that's me right there. And then that's Savannah. She works here. This is somebody, and that's somebody. But not people I know. So anyway, so when I get home and tonight, I will read the article to you. But you see how long it is. It's that whole page. Now, I'm only a snippet, okay? So it's not about Terri. It's just about obesity. But anyway, so it's that page. And that much. So like I said, I'll read it to you guys tonight when I get home. So I want to try to hurry up so I don't take up too much time now. But your girl bought 3 of them papers. All right. Anyway, so hang on, I'm stuck on something down here. Oh, dadgummit. Sorry, my chair was tangled up in my purse. Anyway, so let's see what we're going to eat. And like I said, we're going to try to make this fast. My salad, my usual salad. I use cabbage. It's got some rutabaga, jicama, zucchini, tomatoes, a couple olives, a couple black olives, and a couple of those roasted red bell pepper strips. So that's in there. And then my mama, I was at her house yesterday when I grabbed my coat. She sent me home some peppers. So I really like these little things. What I do is, this is what I do. I just kind of go around the tippy top and just chew off the tip top. Oh, there ain't many seeds in this one. So anyway. So I do that and then I just eat it. Let's see if there's a bunch in the red one. Hang on. Oop. There's a bunch in that one. Look at all that. My method didn't work so good on this one. But anyway, so now I'll go in with my finger. There's just a couple of them in there now. All right. There you go. So now I can just go. So make those. Oh, I didn't even tell you what else I got. Last night for supper, I cooked steak and some ground beef with some onion and rutabaga and jicama in it. So that's what I'm having. I ate half of it last night and half now. Last night, Terri, you wear me out. I seasoned it up real good last night. And today's Terri don't get nothing. That's pretty rude if you ask me. Rude. So, let's see if that's better. How rude. Now you see why today's Terri keeps seasonings here, because last night's Terri don't always think about today's Terri. That's my lunch. I'll see you whenever I get home and I'll read you the article. Bye. The dogs are a little confused because they don't understand that I come home from work early. They're like, hey, you come home from work and feed us. Why are you not feeding us? So now I'm going to read this article. So I'm going to show you the pictures. That's me cooking my steak. We got to go into page 9A. There's me making my salads and talking to y'all. That's Savannah. She's one of the ones I was interviewed. This guy, I don't know his name. And then this guy. So, let's read the article. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay. The article is called Unraveling Obesity, Why Psychology, Social Factor Matters More Than Just Diet Exercise. What if my other glasses would work better? Hang on just a second. Yeah. I brought these home because these are the ones that I use for my laptop because I see good right about here. Anyway, when a person goes to a doctor's office and is greeted by a nurse, the first thing the patient will do is step on a scale. Using a simple formula, the nurse will calculate the patient's body mass index. The doctor will assess the patient and determine whether the patient is obese. BMI is an imperfect measure, but is the general standard for determining whether a person is obese, overweight, normal weight, or underweight. The doctor may explain to a patient that obesity can lead to devastating and lethal impacts on any number of organs, the heart, liver, kidneys, and so on. What the doctor may not talk to patients about is the brain's role in obesity. So under the picture of me cooking a steak, it says, Terri Leist cooks a steak as she shoots a video for her YouTube channel, Friday, February 14th. Leist lost 180 pounds during her weight loss journey. She said she had to understand her mental health issues and psychology to overcome her unhealthy relationship with food. So then back to the story. Says, often the medical prescription for curing obesity is the information that is widely known. Reduce calorie intake, eat foods that are healthy, eliminate junk food high in sugar and other highly processed foods, increase physical activity to burn more calories than you consume, diet and exercise. The simple, traditional prescription for losing weight is an easy formula. Except that it's not. Dun, dun, dun. The Southeast Missourian spent several weeks interviewing local and national experts on obesity, seeking explanations as to why such a large percentage of the population in Southeast Missouri and across the country is classified as obese. Experts say obesity is interconnected to simple and complicated psychological as well as socioeconomic conditions, food engineering, and our social programming. Knowing how our brains react to foods, how foods are connected to our emotions, how our social lives and mental illnesses tie into obesity are just as important, if not more so, than knowing the tangible and intuitive solutions. This is a long one. I don't know. This might take the whole thing. Depression, for example, is closely tied to obesity. Depression can push people into isolation where they tend to eat more and exercise less. But the effects of being obese also can lead to depression, creating a cycle of overeating that can exacerbate both problems. A growing amount of effort is leaning into addressing the psychological hurdles obese people face. Even pharmaceutical interventions are changing to indirectly target the brain, as a fairly new type of drug reduces a person's feelings about hunger. Addressing the obesity problem on a personal and wider level requires reaching beyond fruits and vegetables, calories, and running shoes. It requires understanding of what's going on in our heads and our society, several experts told the Southeast Missourian. Obesity is ubiquitous, particularly in Southeast Missouri. So he goes into some general numbers, and that's like the boot heel, because we're in kind of like the lower area and a little above the boot heel. So he talks about some numbers and percentages. Life expectancy in this district is nearly 3 years less than the U.S. average. The obesity and inactivity only play a role in that figure. For example, smoking rates, firearm suicides, breast cancer deaths, high blood pressure, and frequent mental distress are among other factors worse, but they're worse in this district rates worse than in the national average, according to the something. So then they talk to a medical center. Well, no, that's a study. And they study, hang on. Okay. Okay. Then he goes on to talk about the dopamine loop. Reversing an unhealthy diet and sedentary lifestyle begins with untangling poor habits, which means untangling our brains. There are surface level psychological reasons why someone is attached to eating poorly. Those are spurred by what's described as a dopamine loop. In other cases, especially in cases of binge eating disorder, a specific psychological condition where people use food in much the same way others use alcohol, drugs, or sex, which is to mask feelings or emotions, often tracing back to trauma. The psychological attachment to food cover a wide spectrum. At its most simple psychological level, people are susceptible to all kinds of stimuli, some unconditioned, such as smell that promotes hunger signals, or conditioned, such as clocks that lead to unconditioned responses, which are baked into our natural reflexes. All sorts of prompts are convincing our brains that we are hungry when we're not, because eating junk food or comfort food can make people feel better when consuming them at excessive levels makes us unhealthier. And then he talks to somebody named Travis Masterson. So you have all these like external cues, and then you also have internal cues, which are your hormones, hunger signals, and your thoughts about food. Oh, he's a doctor from Penn State University. He said you're going to have a bunch of things that influence you over the day. If you smell the brownies cooking in your kitchen, you're going to start salivating, and you're going to be drawn to the kitchen, right? So that's like a biological manifestation. So that's like a biological manifestation is you're starting to salivate. Psychological manifestation is like you're getting pulled towards the kitchen, right? And so obviously if there's brownies in your kitchen, you're going to consume them. And so in short term, you're increasing your food intake and you're increasing your food seeking behavior. And in the long term, there's a couple of things that happen. A couple things that happen. One is you're obviously going to gain weight. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? But you also get this pattern of incentive sensitization. For example, if I eat a McDonald's commercial, it looks amazing. I go buy it. It tastes amazing. Now every time I see that McDonald's commercial, it makes me think about it. Listen, I'm paraphrasing. Then they talked to Christopher Brimberry, a psychiatric nurse practitioner down south. He added that this dopamine loop is complicated by food that are rich in sugars or fats or fried foods that stimulate dopamine in higher degrees because of their flavor. And these foods are the most accessible foods. I mean, we know that. Fast food restaurants, convenience stores can be found almost anywhere. And they're higher in calories and low in vitamins and nutrients. It's easier to get your hands on them, where healthy foods are much more expensive and almost more difficult to obtain because of price. It's a multifaceted problem we have experienced, especially in America. It's led to obesity, which has led to increased depression, increased anxiety, and stressful situations related to health and health conditions. Terri Leist, a registered nurse and healthcare home director at Community Counseling Center, has been untangling her own obesity knots for quite some time. Once weighing in at 340 pounds, Leist, 52, it's 53 now, has formed healthy eating habits and shared her journey in real time on her YouTube channel. She has lost 180 pounds. She has worked to understand not just what foods will help her lose weight, but also why she had a bad relationship with foods in the first place. Quote, you really have to get to the root cause. Like, I know for me that I had, as a child, what seemed like a traumatic experience for me. I've had to discover that I used food to create a large suit of armor so that I was unattractive to deflect people's attention. So what I had to learn was, why am I eating? Y'all know we're still working on that one. Why am I eating? Is my stomach growling? Is it for comfort? Am I sad? Am I happy? Am I excited? And so learning why somebody is eating is like one of the first things to losing weight. And then as far as dopamine, well, food is where I get my dopamine. And I was a binge eater. So on the weekend, I would eat 5 bags of chips, 3 family-sized bags of candy, and tons of sour cream and pizzas. So that is where I got my dopamine. Leist said when she began cutting her food intake, she transferred some of that dopamine cravings to online shopping. We know that. Which also was not healthy. Now she directs her dopamine desires to more positive things, such as cleaning her house, because she said when she was 340 pounds, she was physically unable to thoroughly clean like she can now. Well, I hadn't started painting at that time. She would spend... she said earlier in her journey, she would spend Saturdays cooking healthy meals she could warm up in the week ahead. She said she convinced herself that she was cooking for the health of her future self. Yep. Through her YouTube channel, which now has 12,500 subscribers, Leist said others had connected with her, and they also saw food as their suit of armor from a traumatic experience or death of a close family member. We've talked about all that in the comments. Increase. He talks about that. I'm just kind of, they talk about bipolar and some mental health disorders. Talk about, that's funny. They were just out like 2 minutes ago and they were dry. Baxter just come in. I guess it's starting to snow now. It's funny. I left my work at 2 and there was nothing. No snow coming at or anything. But I guess it's starting to come now. We'll look when I'm done. Anyway, he goes on about a study, and then I went in, and then he goes into a section called separated care. Despite that study, whichever he talked about, that established a link between psychology and obesity, many local healthcare professionals say medical care and psychological care often operate in silos. And then Savannah Musgrove, that's the other person who has interviewed with me. She's a clinical program specialist and internship coordinator, has experience in counseling people with mental health conditions. She also has personal experience battling weight and eating well. She has lost 75 pounds in her weight loss journey. She's the one who said she used Noom, and it really helped her with some mental, I forgot something based therapy, clinical based therapy. But anyway, she used Noom. So I've got the app. I really want to spend some time and look at it, but I ain't had time to wipe my butt. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Musgrove is also aware of how people dealing with obesity and mental health problems often have to deal with each issue separately, which can create disjointed care. It is separate. Like even our psychiatrists, they don't call a primary care doctor, and primary care doesn't call psychiatry. They will let the medical doctor take care of that. So psych doctors don't discuss obesity with the client. So they're just two separate places. They're not integrated yet. Leist, the nurse who lost 180 pounds, said she would recommend anyone who is obese to consider therapy to identify root causes, which I said that. Then he talks about so-and-so's nurse practitioner, talks about if they wish they could merge the mental or the psychiatric and medical to create a holistic view. A holistic view is if the medical doctor sees the patient, they've been diagnosed with obesity, morbid obesity, it does run in their family. It's like they're hopeless, the person. They come in, they're hopeless. They feel helpless. They're not losing any weight. Man, that was me when I was 340 pounds. They've tried all the diets. They've tried all the medications. Some people, they even resort to drugs, and that's where you start to self-medicate. So if people are self-medicating and or being medicated in other ways, and they fail, that is a last-ditch hope. So not only is the endocrinologist or the primary care kind of advocating for the patient in a major way, but sending them to psych, it's also advocating for them holistically by applying what they've learned in the endocrinology office related to obesity, related to comorbidities that might come along, like increased blood pressure, increased cholesterol, leading to a heart attack or stroke, or it's holistic all across the board. So anyway, that's the article. Yeah, let's go see it. Like I said, Baxter is wet. I'm going to show you that. I am going to slip in the pictures that were in the article online. So I'll slip in the pictures. There I am making my salads. Man, it's such a clear picture. He did a really good job. And there I am cooking them yummy ribeyes. So let's go see what's going on outside. I can barely see a few little flakes coming around. But that's more than what it was like through 5 minutes ago. So we're going to go check it out. Baxter's going to go check it out for us. He said, guys, I'll go see if it's safe. So we'll see if we get anything. All right, guys, I'll see you when I eat here in a little bit. Let's go look at it now. Oh, look, it's starting to gather right there. Look, it's coming down a little more. Hopefully you can see that. But anyway, yeah. So it's coming down more. So, all right, here we go. One of my team members is out because she was walking home in the middle of the night. I mean, she lives like a block away from the other place that she works at. And she fell and she broke her upper shoulder bone or upper arm bone, like at the shoulder. And then when she caught herself, she landed right here. And so she broke part of that bone too. So anyway, after work, the team got together and got her some stuff. So after work, I took it to her house. So it's good to see her. I miss her face. I'm used to seeing her bebopping up and down the hallway and coming in and just telling me hi, and we bug each other. So I miss her face. So it's kind of cool getting to go to her house and see her and dropping everything off. She has 3 puppy dogs. The one, I think he was like a Chihuahua, and the other 2 were maybe Dachshund Chihuahuas. I don't know. They're just cute as can be. So supper tonight. I like the raw veggies. So this is raw jicama, raw rutabaga, raw yellow onion, and raw red onion. And I put that Porking Good salt, vinegar salt on it. And then some other Kinder seasoning. I got 2 eggs, and I had 93% ground beef, so I made it into a burger patty, and then I cut it up into bite-sized pieces, kind of, with the spatula. So, burger and eggs. Alright, told you I'll do my creamies different. So this one I used, what did I use? Hang on, I got the pecan sticky bun. And then I used half a scoop of caramel and half a scoop of peanut butter. So we'll see what it is. So in each container, it is half of a serving of the keto chow and half of a serving total of the equip, but it's like a 4th serving of caramel and a 4th serving of peanut butter. I like that combo. I would definitely make this one again. I didn't like last night's chocolate and strawberry, but I like this. I taste the peanut butter and the caramel and the pecan. All right. So that's my supper. I'm going to let y'all go. We made the paper, guys. Isn't that fun and exciting? I love you guys. I'm so proud of you guys. You all have been such a huge help for me. And I appreciate your accountability. Where whenever I tell you all the truth about, me having a mini binge or something, I appreciate your accountability. And because I know some of you hold me to task in the comments. And I don't like it when I'm reading it. Because I'm like, so, but in the end, I know it's true, and I appreciate your support. So I really do appreciate all of you all. So thank you so much for being part of my YouTube family. You guys mean a lot to me. Okay, bye.